I just want to give a short disclaimer that I'm sorry for my really horrible mic quality. Okay, onwards to the video. Story of me. A story of me. That's the first. I usually would never do this, but I guess now was the time I share something that I would usually not do. If I had to talk about something during my journey through the senior year of mine, the 12th grade, man, time sure flies, and I am old. I may not sound it. Well, I'm not the oldest in my class, but I'm one of the youngest, but that doesn't matter. Right now, what matters is that the topic I guess I'd be willing to share is, well, the biggest challenge I faced during my year as a senior. I know, sounds cheesy as hell, but hey, what can a guy do, you know? Now, at first glance to me, this question sounded like a piece of cake. A steal even. In my mind, I was like, yes, that question is easy to answer. But after a long thought about the question, I realized that maybe this question was way harder than I thought. I really could have blamed it on so many factors to what my biggest struggle was, like the teachers, the work, or hell, even specifically just APCSB. Though the thing is, those weren't the main issue. All the teachers I got were cool, chill, and helpful. For the work, it was a bit stressful, but it didn't take long at all to finish it up most of the time. And for APCSB, uh, well, there was a class. It was tough, but I completed it against all odds. You know, not even my classmates were a problem. They were all cool, and I enjoyed their presence. So, I found that the main problem was, well, me. Yep, me. It was me the whole time. I don't know, man. This sounds very cheesy. But yeah, the problem was me. All the time in school, I was usually not doing anything. I either hang out with friends or sit there. Since to me, there's nothing else to do. Maybe draw or do some random assignment. But yeah, nothing. Though, I thought it would be just the same as every other year before, where I would just brush it off aside easily. And I did. But there was that one feeling that stayed that I didn't know how to explain. I wasn't really sure what that feeling was, but it changed me a bit and it clinged on to me for the remainder of the time. Now, why do I say myself specifically? Well, let's do a fun game where I explain everything to find out why I think I am my biggest struggle. To start things off, the way things have been pacing this year with me was very off than the previous years. And when I mean pacing, I don't mean the school schedule or whatever, I mean my own personal pacing. My pacing on when I do the different things I do felt very off. Like how doing some schoolwork is now way difficult than I remember, and it's not just the fact that it's harder. It was very strange because I get easily distracted and I would tend to falter over little or minuscule things. I may not have expressed these with my classmates, but maybe I have and I've just forgotten. And speaking of forgetting, I also now forget things somewhat very easily. I mean, for crying out loud, things as simple as dates and times were missed by my dumb, stupid brain. But somehow, against all odds, I have, well, almost made it to the finish line, as one of my teachers say. After dumping how I was feeling in that one Japanese music video I did a while back for a project, my parents learned about my troubles with that video, which now those troubles do not pose much of an issue anymore. Those troubles being my internal depression and thought of how I was never needed in this world. I was a mistake and never felt safe in my home. But when my mom found out, it was pretty emotional for me, and I even cried. That was that was one of the moments I would not forget. So that's all cleared and fixed up now, because that music video showed them about that problem. So what's the issue within me? Let me think about more. Uh, well, I am very afraid of the future. My main problem with it? Well, maybe it's because the future is uncertain with surprises, and I don't have any set in stone plan. Yep. Well, let's just move on to the next topic, shall we? So, the fear of not just the future for me, but, well, everything. My close friends know about this of me, and it is that I pretty much get startled and scared by almost every single sound. I also develop some instincts to, well, slap away or punch someone's hand trying to reach me. This was because of a close friend who, despite everything, will forever be my best friend, and I don't know what I'd do without him. So, this seems like a good segue into the fact that I worry too much. Well, because, my startle and then worry, whatever. So, I mean, really, I worry about almost everything that could go wrong. The most of the time, it doesn't happen. Knock on wood, that though. Though, this worrying of mine could lead to me not being able to think properly, but this is not even the main factor of me not being able to think properly. Well, I've been rambling for far too long, and wait. Oh gosh, that is something else I tend to do now. That I haven't done before. Maybe I didn't do it out loud towards my peers, but I definitely ramble a crap ton of things in my head. This downfall within me tends to make me lose track on what I was thinking about, which I'm terribly sorry for that. I'm sorry if whoever I talked to, I just suddenly stopped or didn't know what to say after. Oh, well, speaking of sorries, this next one's kind of funny, honestly. But it's just me and the words, I'm sorry. For some reason, I tend to say this a lot, and I mean a lot, a lot. I mean, I don't really know if I do this with my classmates, but I know I do this a lot with my online groups. It's kind of a problem. Sorry. Oh, well, that's another tally that one of my online friends is gonna add to the sorry list. Well, I guess 5 of them. Sorry. Oh, crap! Okay, let's move on. Now I saved the best for or is it the worst? Well, it's just something I saved for last. Doesn't matter. So that part of me is overthinking. I know I could have put this with the ramblings part, but this is bigger. So, drawing is a big part of my life. And with that comes interest of many cartoons, movies, animes, and even books. For my mind to flow like a river and create original characters and stories and lore. Though I might think about this too much and worry about it way too much. Which leads into the next thing, which is that I think a lot about my relationships. Yeah. Also, no, I'm not talking about girlfriend or boyfriend. And would I want one? Well, it's kind of hard to think of if I really want one after the past experiences my other friends had, which I will not be saying any names, but only time can tell. Now, what I actually mean is my family and friend relationship. I always fear of a disconnect between them, but I always try to set my mind to think, no, they will always be good to me, and I will always be good to them. And another thing I think a lot about is, unsurprisingly, school. Like, fun fact, I'm making this recording at 4 in the morning. Isn't that bonkers? Well, just like every other student, I worry and think about my schoolwork and assignments. So for me, because of my worries, my drawings, and my animating ideas, and my mind conglomerating to a mess, and just thinking about my family, my friends, the ideas I have to draw, the ideas of lore I have of other characters, the thought of completing another project, hosting or helping host something, it just becomes a conglomerated pile of mush in my brain. Now, how do I overcome these? It's simple. Even with my worries, the thing that helps me with my main problem is my friends and family. And music and drawing too, I guess. I know. Wow, it's the most common thing to help people with. Well, most people. But hey, it was the thing that helped me the most. For my family, they help me most at home. Even though they can be a bit tough and over the top or clingy sometimes, they'd always help me feel happy, safe, and they also understand my hidden problems. And as for my friends, they help me most in school. My friends, who I say is all my classmates, since they were all amazing and put a smile on my face, and just makes me relieve and enjoy life with an age group similar to mine. And even if I don't have deep connections with some of you, I still see you all as friends to me. I also cannot forget my lovely online friends who help me through tough times at home when my family isn't around. As for drawing and music, those two are just bonuses, but despite the worries I have, these two things always help me stay calm and let my imagination flow smooth like a river. River. And now for my advice to people who's facing these similar problems with me. Well, just think, and remember that your friends and family are always there to support you. Never doubt yourself. You must enjoy life, enjoy who you are, enjoy how you are, and, well, yeah, just don't doubt yourself a lot like I do. Also, I have nothing to say, so bye!